Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another match here on Raw. Brought to you by THQ. And we are ready for our next matchup. And this one will be between Ken Shamrock and Joseph Kony inside a Hell in a Cell match. And the way this thing started between Shamrock and Kony was that Shamrock was in the midst of a championship match, a four-man ladder match, and what happened was Joseph Kony interfered on behalf of one of the other participants, Mark Henry, and not only did he screw Ken Shamrock, but he also screwed, in the process, Sonic. But this time around, it's just Ken Shamrock and Joseph Kony, so we'll find out whether or not Ken Shamrock is going to get his revenge on Joseph Kony for what Kony did months ago. So we'll find out right now. And we're off. And a German suplex on a Joseph Kony to begin the matchup. And of course the fans, they could care less who wins and who loses, but they actually just want to see these two men go in there and tear each other apart. I mean, the fans, as much as they don't like Ken Shamrock, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more that could care less, or they just really do not like Joseph Kony, especially with all the things that he has done and is still doing in Africa. Save for Egypt and South Africa, because I know that if he was to enter one of those territories in Africa, he would be shot on the spot, I'm telling you. I mean, and the only reason he is, inside in the United States, inside a wrestling ring, is because, he has, we have a special arrangement to have him, to keep him from... Wow! He just spit some green stuff right into the eyes of Ken Shamrock. That's just unbelievable. But, yeah, we have a special arrangement to make sure that he doesn't leave. And that he doesn't go anywhere but a wrestling ring. That's all he gets. So, aside from that, that's pretty much why Joseph Kony is here. An STO on to Ken Shamrock. That's the thing about these two individuals. The fans don't like Ken Shamrock because he works for Mr. McMahon. And these fans don't like Joseph Kony because of everything that he's done and is still doing. I'm pretty sure the youngsters don't know much about Joseph Kony, but those who are old enough know exactly what Joseph Kony has been doing and is still doing, and it just makes me sick. It really makes me sick. And it makes me even sicker the fact that he actually is the one that put me out of wrestling for good. And I really love to wrestle, but just as much as I love to fight, my doctors have told me never to go into a wrestling ring again. And that's the thing about Joseph Kony, is he could take away a man's livelihood if he really wanted to. Ken Shamrock, he's a young man. He can take care of himself, but, I was closing in on the end of my career anyway, but still, I really didn't appreciate what, Joseph Kony did to me, really. Oh, but wait a minute. A single leg Boston Crab onto Joseph Kony. Now, is that enough to beat him? There are no rope breaks, so yeah, he had to break it himself, did Joseph Kony. And then Joseph Kony just decided to step all over Ken Shamrock. Really, if you really think about it, the Hell in a Cell match is really right up... Wow! Once again, he spits in the face of Ken Shamrock, but to be inside of a cage more or less should favor Ken Shamrock because, you know, he's done that in the Octagon on Ultimate Fighting Championship. And, you know, all these other upstart leagues. I mean, you know, professional wrestling has been around much longer than that, and the fact that he's able to make the transition is incredible. But wait a minute. No, kick out by... wait a minute. Oh, no, wait a minute. He's got the Cobra Clutch. He's got the Cobra Clutch, and that's his devastating finisher because usually when he puts that on, watch what happens. Yep, his opponent taps out. And as great of a submission artist that, you know, Ken Shamrock is, he was no match for Joseph Kony inside Hell in a Cell. And, of course, the fans are cheering, not so much for Kony, but the fact that Ken Shamrock got his butt kicked, and he got choked out for his trouble. But, you know, Kony proving how superior of an athlete that he is. And as much as I hate him, and I really do hate him, but I gotta give the devil his due. I mean, the fact that he was able to go in there and, you know, he played, you know, Ken Shamrock, he played Ken Shamrock's game, and he won. But somewhere along the line, Joseph Kony is going to get his. I know it. But I mean, of course, you know, Shawn Michaels has to watch out for Joseph Kony because, you know, Kony is coming for him, and he won't stop until he gets enough, and he won't stop until he gets that WWE or the WWF. Once again, I forgot to take my medication. Until he wins the World Wrestling Federation Championship, he will not stop until he gets what he wants. That much I can tell you. But folks, stay tuned. We got more matches coming up right after this.